To discuss the leadership crisis in the PDP, we are joined by a chieftain of the party and former Ogun State governorship candidate, Segun Sowumi. Mr. Sowumi, thank you so much for joining us on the news.
For having you. Good evening.
All right. Now, the leadership crisis playing out in the PDP is that of suspension and counter-suspension over alleged anti-party activities and the role of the acting chairman and the secretary of the party in the Rivers State political logjam. What is your perspective to this?
First, let me try and set some easy to understand process. According to the information available to me, a normal NWC meeting took place, and in that NWC meeting, among the activities of the day was the conversation as to bringing up the issues around the two suspended officers, that is the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, and the National Legal Advisor. Available information suggests that it was part of ESCO consideration, and after all said and done, their colleagues tried as much as to say that after subjecting it to a vote, they will tell them to step aside, set up a proper committee led by the Vice Chairman Southwest Ambassador Arapaja and a few others to consider the issues that is under discussion and then report back. Any sane person will know that is the normal procedure for a party without getting into the rightness or otherwise of the action. As far as I know, Honorable Debo Ologunagba, the National Public Secretary, is not in the country presently, is in Canada. How he managed to quickly concoct another meeting, have it within ESCO, and come up with that press release, which clearly says that they have suspended the chairman and the secretary, is at the least extremely childish. It is like saying that a board of directors in a bank have a meeting and suspend one of their own, and that fellow goes out of the meetings after being excused and then tells the media that I've also suspended the MD and the secretary of the bank. This is all just too childish. Now, what makes it even worse is that you see high responsible members of our party genuflexing, acting as if something normal has taken place. You have seen the acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, with the chairman of our governors forum. Nothing in that engagement suggests that that is a suspended man. At best, what you heard the chairman of our party say is that now that things are at this level, some element of conversations will take place. So it becomes a bit offensive when you see the likes of our party members who are supposed to know better run to the media, begins to tell lies, rewrite the narrative, speak on top of their voices, pretend as if what has happened is normal or sensible. And I have put this on the table without going into the rightness or otherwise of the action. Okay, so I understand. They make the situation worse for the party. Yeah, Mr. Because when we finally get to where we have to take this decision, can I just allow my thought? When we get to where we have to take this decision, the question will then be, how do we tell the public that nothing of such took place with the national chairman and the secretary? Okay, we understand that part, Mr. Sowumi. What we actually want to also establish is the allegation around anti-party activities. Let us understand who, of course, or which persons were engaged in such, and what are the activities that are being termed as anti-party that forms the fulcrum for the accusation or for the move for a suspension of either Ologunagba or maybe the acting chairman. We want to understand what, activities went into what is being termed as anti-party
for the PDP.
Very good. Now, can I now respond to this?
Go ahead, sir.
The National Working Committee of a political party, of the PDP, is the organ saturated with the responsibility, saddled with the responsibility for the day-to-day administration of the party and its well-being. We have some other organs that also have an ability to weigh in. Among those that have the ability to weigh in is the NEC, the National Executive Committee of the party, which until it is convened, no conversation can take place from it. We have the BOT, which angles as the conscience of the party, that has advisory and persuasive responsibility by our constitution. But the constitution of a political party does not give room for private interpretation of what is right and what is wrong. Now, this word, anti-party activity, I have become a little bit uncomfortable with it because we have been screaming anti-party activities from where, if you like, you want to go very far, you can go as far as 2015. Now, we've carried that same token of anti-party till 2019. In 2019, we carried anti-party to 2023. Post-2023, we're still screaming anti-party. I am of the view that going forward, we now need to create an operational manual that lists out what is anti-party and the recommended punishment. Otherwise, if we're not careful, we're going to empty the party all in a bid to do tit for tat and just suspending yourself and just acting childishly.
So,
and we need to tell ourselves in very clear language, nobody in Nigeria is interested in this unending crisis in the party. And those who have responsibility have to know the limit of their powers. You can make accusation of anti-party. We have a disciplinary committee set up. You have the right to write a petition to them and they will consider it. But if you want to use your voice to demarcate the party, to call out people that you can't prove allegations against them, to make outlandish comment, and even to tell lies.
Oh, okay, so basically what you're saying now is that the party does not have...
Where does that leave the party? So as far as this particular event is concerned, there is no truth to what they are saying. The only potential suspension that exists that can be validated by the ESCO minutes is the suspension of the national legal advisor and that of the publicity secretary. No publicity secretary can take advantage of having the lines of the party and the communication interface of the party to write whatever he wants to write and try to make it the fact of the matter. Okay. And if anything of sort took place, then it would be nice for them to provide where that meeting took place. We cannot, in a bid to throw the baby and the bathwater away, all become crazy at the same time.
All right, we understand, Mr. Sowumi. So, invariably, you're saying that the PDP does not have a guideline that stipulates what constitutes anti-party activities. So then, one might not be able to say categorically that one is fraught or one is faulty in terms of violating the constitution of the PDP in line of what constitutes anti-party. But then we have a faction or several factions in the party. One that is loyal to Umar Damagum, and of course one other person, I can't really remember now. Don't you think this factionalization in the party would actually cause a crack and probably tear down the influence, the political influence that PDP has, because we're looking at 2027 general elections coming up. Now, don't you think that would cause a problem for the party?
Don't be in a hurry, and I want to beg the media, don't be in a hurry. Everybody cannot be claiming they have a faction just because they have the tongue and the lips to say so. There are no such factions in the party. The governor, the chairman of our governors forum, Governor Bala Mohammed, made that very clear, abundantly clear, that we don't recognize any such faction. There might be some people who have issues. The channels available for them to ventilate their grievances is there, but I mean, it would be laughable to quickly now say that we have reduced it to that kind of joke. And that's why I decided to answer your call to come and provide some clarification so we can stop this childishness. In a few minutes, in the next couple of days, I'm sure that the neck of the party will take a decision. And when we get to that neck, those far-reaching decisions will be taken. Why? Because the constitution of our party empowers the neck to do so. But pending when the neck has come to take a decision, the only organ that has powers to speak on behalf of the party and to take decision of the party is the NWC, and as presently constituted under the leadership of the acting national chairman, Umar Damagum. You don't have to like him, but that's the fact.
All right, Mr. Segun Sowumi, thank you so much for your passionate explanation on the news. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you.